Patrick Benil back at the intermission, joined now by Acadie-Bathurst Titan General Manager Sylvain Couturier. Obviously, it's weird for us in Cape Breton to see Adam McCormick on your blue line. Tell us how important it was when you were negotiating the Sean Element trade to make sure that Adam was coming your way.
Well, there won't be any trade if Adam McCormick wasn't in the trade. That's how important the trade was for us to have him. He's playing way over 25 minutes a game for us. To be honest, he's better than I expect. We know how good he was, but to have him every day, practicing and playing with your team, it's totally different, and we're very happy to have him.
Obviously, it's not the start the Eagles were looking for, but who's catching your eye on the Cape Breton side? Who's impressing you the first 4 periods of the weekend?
Obviously, they got, I think, one of the best lining in the league with Sean Lemay and LaFrance and Francis. I always like Francis. I think he's a good hockey player. But I like that Bruno in defense, number 2. Number 2. Yeah. I like him. He's a good young defenseman. Trollam, number 10, is a pretty good hockey player. So I think their rebuild will go pretty fast. They got some good young hockey player there.
It's going to be a fun year in the Maritime Division. Tell us about your foray into the free agent market. You had a couple of guys with Ontario ties, and Frank Jenkins and Christian Spralia. Tell us about bringing those guys in, and how did you get Jenkins here? Because he's actually American.
Well, he came with the letter we gave him. He went through the border, and he was through the border in 15 minutes. It didn't take him too long. He's injured right now, but he's a guy that brings some experience, some size in the backhand. He's a big kid. He's 6'3", 215 pounds, and got experience from the OHL. Played 2 years there at 16 and 17. And Christian's first start today. As I mentioned, he looks solid out there. It's only 1 period, but he looked in control. So we're pretty happy to have those 2 here.
Recently, a big milestone for Mario DeRoche, 1,000 games in the QMJHL. Tell us what he's meant to the rebuild here at Bathurst.
We brought in him, and he was well aware of the situation we're in after winning the Memorial Cup. Credit to Mario. He put this young player on the ice last year. He did a lot of teaching. We sacrificed a lot of hockey games to make sure our young players were playing and get the experience needed. It's not always easy to do for a coach, but again, credit to Mario. He knew what he was in for, and it seems that's going to pay off for us.
Restructuring to the Bathurst ownership group in the offseason, a reduced group. Your son is still involved. Sean, how have the dealings gone with this newer, smaller group, and how important is it to you to have your son still involved?
I think for Sean, when he got involved, obviously he doesn't have a lot of time on his end to have a look or to be involved with the management group. But it was important for him to put some money in the community and to keep the team here. So that was the purpose behind it. To go from 26 to 12, it's major for me anyway. I only have to deal with 12 instead of 26, like I said, and it make my life a lot easier as a GM.
For sure. Lastly, I want to ask, what are your expectations for this year's T10 team? The Maritime Division looks pretty competitive.
It is, and we don't expect any easy way. We hope to be part of the playoff at the end. For us at this stage of our rebuild, it will be very important that we be part of the playoffs so the young guy can live the experience. Who knows? We're waiting on our 2 European. Hopefully they're going to come, but we got a solid goaltender coming in Jan Bednar, and Harris Brandt will be a top 3 defense for us. We think with these 2 guys coming in, if they ever get here, we'll change a little bit of our picture on the team as well.
Everybody's playing the waiting game. Well, Sylvain, great insight. Thanks for telling us all about it.
Well, thank you.
That's Sylvain Couturier, General Manager of the Acadie-Bathurst Titan, joining us at the intermission. You're listening to McDonald Auto Hub, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey at 1270 CJCB.